Good morning, Zeo here. And today we're going to be talking about Sup3r5? Is that how it's said? I'm not sure. It's Sup3r5. Sup3r5. Anyway, it's a retro company or modding company that apparently recently sprung up and went down. What? Anyway, yeah, I know that might be a little bit confusing. Anyway, have you seen a black retro style PS5? If you hadn't, you've come to the right place because we're going to look at it. So, go ahead and grab yourself some coffee, sit back, relax, and let's get into it, shall we? And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, you should go ahead and do so now. Slap that like button if you like it, dislike it if you dislike it. At the end of it, of course, watch the whole video, listen to the words that actually come out of my mouth before you jump to the keyboard and start smashing it with your forehead, because nobody likes that. Nobody wants to see you be a fool for spouting stuff and have no idea what's actually going on. You know, I should actually save that little rant for when I talk about Google Stadia, because that's usually when it happens. Speaking of which, is there Google Stadia news? Yeah, there is. New LG getting it at sometime near the end of the year. Woohoo! Anyway, we're talking about the Sup3r5 inspired retro console thingy that people are talking about. Apparently, it's being talked about in the way of the scam alert type deal. I'm not going to raise that flag. I'm not going to say it's a scam just yet. I've been looking into it, still can't find anything. Anyway, they have no presence on the stock market. I can't find any, information business-wise on them from a simple 5-minute Google search or anything like that, so it's going to take me a little while, but we're just going to take a look at their splash page real quick, because we're talking more than just possible scam or anything else like that. We're going to talk about what has happened to them. So, you may have seen plenty of videos on scam, because when I typed it in, a lot of that stuff came up into the Googles. So, a lot of people have talked about it in that sense, so I'm not going to take that route. We're going to be talking about what has happened. But anyway, this is the splash page where you actually go to. It is produced in the USA. So that's a thing. This site has no affiliations with Sony Interactive Entertainment or Sony Corporation. PlayStation logos are registered trademarks of Sony Interactive Entertainment. Inc. trademarks contained within the site are for reference purposes only. Sony is a registered trademark of Sony Corporation. And my eye seems to hurt for whatever reason, so you guys get to watch me rub it. Anyway, yeah, so there's that. They're not affiliated with Sony. I don't know what to think about this, because they didn't seem to get like a cease and desist either. We know Nintendo is very prevalent at this sort of thing. If you touch anything of their IP and they find out, they come at you hard. Sony, on the other hand, is kind of wishy-washy when it comes to that. But they do straight up say, they're not affiliated with Sony. Sony has nothing to do with this. Sony didn't make us do this, but this is what they're doing. And, considering how hard it is to get a PS5 as it is, and scalpers had already jumped on this train immediately as soon as it came out. There was already one up on eBay or something selling for $5,000. This would be actually the station I would like. If I was to get a PS5, I would want this one right here, not gonna lie. The current PS5 is, in my opinion, the ugliest thing Sony has ever produced. But that's just me. If I'm going to have something that looks like a router, I'd like this retro look. I'm not gonna lie, it's very nice. How they go about doing that, of course, is another story. I should probably contact them and see if they actually will explain it to me, how the process goes. So we'll do another video on that, because there's a chance that this will come back, of course. So they have released this thing here of what has happened. There was apparently supposedly about 300 units that were going to be shipped or whatnot, or they were going to produce and make. So I'm not sure if they were planning to purchase PS5s redesign the shell, take the innards and transfer them over, which I would assume is what they were doing, you know, because the plates, for one, are pretty much removable. We've seen that, but, you know, it's got this custom shell right through here, and it's more than just removable plates. If it was a, you know, removable plate or something that was being, you know, created and distributed, this would be a completely different story. Of course, nobody would be screaming scam or anything, because we know those plates are removable. We've seen them be removed, and they could be easily, you know, had something else replace them, you know, once you just take the time to do it, right? So removable plates are probably going to be a thing in the future to customize your PS5s, if it's not already, and I just hadn't seen it. But anyway, this is what happened. They did release a statement. The first problem was scam panic. We've been using the term scam panic to describe the first problem we encountered after we launched our storefront and Twitter account. We think it's perfectly reasonable to be skeptical of an operation that spun up as quickly as we did. However, we began to see people on Twitter and YouTube actively pushing the scam narrative. Some even claiming to have proof of this, but then never showing said proof. And yeah, when you type in their company, or, you know, the name of their company, that's kind of what you get, especially in the video section, is a bunch of videos talking about this being a scam, or articles saying scam or not kind of deal. So yeah, everybody was pretty skeptical. I mean, heck, I'm even skeptical of it because that's just how I am, you know, with the operation that ran up as quickly as it did. But I'm not going to run out and scream it's a scam right off the bat, especially if we actually start seeing some things coming out of it. You know, although I would hold off buying anything, of course, but at the same time, with a very limited number that would be out there, it's kind of throw your money in and hope for the best kind of deal, or not, kind of like a GoFundMe or something. I can't think of what those things are called. Anyway, but let's see. Then they had payment issues, of course, when we knew that we would probably be some problems with payments given the traffic we were expecting. We did not expect there to be payments taken without orders being secured. This was not okay, and as soon as we discovered that this was happening, we immediately began working to reverse the erroneous payments, which they did do. But on top of this, our payment processors for standard payments disconnected from our site during pre-orders. Because of this, suddenly everyone lost the ability to delete their cards from their profiles. With this scam narrative already circulating around, this sparked speculation that we keep everyone's credit card numbers to steal them, which I can understand why when that sort of thing happens. And that's not actually, that's not like it's a weird anomaly thing. This sort of things do happen. I mean, heck, just the other day, we were trying to order something. What was it? On Chewy.com or something for the animals. And it had an issue with its payment processor suddenly. And we were trying to put a new card onto the account and use it. And we successfully put the new card onto the account, deleted all the old cards. But because the payment processor was having some kind of glitch in the system at the time, it would not allow us to use the new card and kept trying to use a card that is now out of date and expired, so it was unusable to pay or to process the payment. So, you know, and even though that's just, you know, just a small, you know, anecdote or whatnot, this isn't like it's an uncommon thing. I mean, it might be for most people, but it does happen from time to time. And usually when these issues happen, you know, they're never noticed, right? Because it happens and nobody's in the middle of doing something, or they keep trying, they come back to it later and then are able to take care of it and that sort of thing. So, you know, it does seem a little sus, but at the same time, it is a thing that actually happens in the real world, and recently happened to myself, of course. But anyway, the third problem, of course, is the hostility and threats. Working through scam accusations and payment problems are one thing. As soon as we began receiving threats to our safety, we saw no way forward that we would that would be worth the risk. Nobody should ever have to deal with the psychological distress of receiving credible threats to their safety. Of course, they're not going to provide any. They're not providing any proof of these, which is something that I always talk about. That I want. We talked about it yesterday, where they did provide proof and they censored the names of these people because they didn't want people to go harass them or whatnot, which is all fine and dandy. But personally, I'd stick their names out there for the world to see how despicable they are. But that's just me. But yeah, nothing is worth that. We received multiple threats, some of which appeared to be actively trying to locate us to inflict physical harm. This is not what we signed up for, and that's why we decided to cancel orders and refund everyone. Again, I tried searching for them, trying to find anything business related on them, find the address and stuff like that myself, just out of curiosity, because if you're going to run a legitimate business, you probably should have an address somewhere when you've got something that is actually going to be made and shipped out and stuff like that. This isn't the Facebook, whatever groups or whatnot. This is an actual, small company, I guess you can say. So there should be something like that out there anyway. Couldn't exactly find it. Not sure why. But yeah. Anyway. Where was it? At this point, if things calm down and we see a safe way forward, we may try again. If we do, it will be with a quiet invitation-only approach. These invitations would go to those who had secured an order previously, stay within the order limits, and did not list their pre-order on eBay. yeah, that's funny. That's good though. I like that. It's like, yeah, that guy, that person bought one and then put it on eBay. Yeah, forget him. Screw them. We hope this cleans up some of the rumors and speculation out there. Please be kind to one another and please be patient with us in the interim. Well, we step back and reevaluate, which sucks. I hate it when people do this sort of thing, but this kind of thing runs rampant on Twitter. They've disabled their Twitter for the same reason, death threats and stuff like that, and people actively trying to search for them and come and do harm to them. But I haven't seen proof of that. But at the same time, there's a 98% chance that it probably did happen on Twitter, of all places, because Twitter has a lot of that, and it's a wonder why they're still on the Google Play and iOS store. Anyway, that's all I got to say about that. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. Scam, not a scam. As for me, I'll see what happens. I think I'm going to definitely reach out to them and maybe figure out how they actually plan to do that, because I am really curious to know what their plan was for that. But yeah, anyway, I'll talk to you in the next one. Hey, thanks for watching. Don't forget to leave a comment, smash that like button, and always subscribe for more. And of course, there are other videos floating around somewhere on the screen, so click one of those and see if you can find something that suits your fancy. Till then, I'll see you later. Bye.